All right, this one looks a little bit intimidating, but let's just read the question. So two sisters decide to set up a lemonade stand. I've always had a dream of setting up a lemonade stand, but I lived on a farm, so no one would come. Because they want to earn a profit. So profit is the amount of money that they actually make. To set up the stand for the day, they need to spend $15. So they spend $15. Oh, that's not profit. That's like the opposite of profit. That's like negative, right? And they plan to sell each cup for 50 cents, or let's say this right here, right? Okay, so we've started off by spending $15. So that's gonna be our y-intercept. Okay, so this is B, right? Or the starting point. And in this case, it's going to be equal to negative 15 because we're starting by spending, which is the opposite of getting money. This is the slope here. This is M, which is equal to $0.5 per cup. They're going to sell that, okay? So profit is Y. So Y is equal to 0.5x minus 15. Okay. So let's try that if they sold 52 cups. Oops. What happens if they? Okay, let's do that. So I'm going to take this equation that I just made right here. Let's rewrite that here. Y equals 0.5x minus 15. There, I rewrote it. If they sell 52 cups, so this is the number of cups here, right? What would that cost? Okay, let's try that. So, what would the profit be? Sorry. Y is equal to 0.5 times 52 minus that starting cost of 15. What is, okay, this is half of 52. Half of 50 is 25, and half of 2 is 1. So that's just going to be 26. So 26 minus 15, oh, that's 11, right? So just equal to $11. So they sell 52 cups, and they make $11. That's a lot of work for $11. All right, so use the equation to determine how many cups would be needed to sold in order to break even. What the heck? That's a hard one. What does break even mean? Oh, zero profit. So that means Y is equal to 0. Ooh, this is a tricky one. But not too tricky, because we're pretty good at solving equations, right? So I'm going to take that equation here, and I'm going to substitute 0 for profit, 0 for Y. 0 equals to 0.5x. X is the number of cups. That's what I'm trying to find out. How many cups do I need to sell to make it 0 profit? Minus 15. Okay, let's just treat this like any equation. I need to isolate this x and undo the operations around it. So I would add 15 to both sides. So 15 is equal to 0.5x. Okay. Now, one trick I could use here is just to make this x, I just times both sides by 2. I know that's not what we always do. That's the same as dividing by a half. So I could divide by 0.5, and you can use a calculator for that. Essentially the same thing. So we end up with x is equal to 30. Now, you could, of course, keep substituting. Okay, let me try if I did 10. Okay, that's not enough. Okay, 20. Okay, that's not enough. Okay, 30. Oh, that works. That's not the best method, but you could use that method where you're just trying things over and over again, like with a table. And then when I go to graph this, let's just slide this up a bit. I'm not sure why that slid down to begin with. I'm going to look at my starting point was down here. This is minus 10, this is minus 20, so my starting point was here or my profit. The break even was at 30. That is when my profit is 0, because this is profit right here. Right? This is the Y value. This is the profit. And this is the number of cups, which is already labeled. Okay? So when I go ahead and put a graph in there, let's start here because we don't really need to go into the negatives. All right, so that's what it's going to look like. It goes forever, really. All right, so we get the idea of that function, that graph. So this is representing the rise over run is every time I sell a cup, it's going to go up half. Now, if you looked at these blocks, because these go by tens, you know, it's going to go up 10 and over 20. You can kind of see that happening there too, right? All right, so it wasn't so difficult, but you have to kind of think about like what each of these represents. What is the starting point? Okay, and then what is the rate? What's the change each time? What's that change going to be? All of these problems kind of look the same once you do enough of them. Okay. All right, that's it. You should be ready to write the assessment now. And yeah, you can use your notes on the assessment. All is good. So if you want to use these notes, that's also